Hi, mathematicians. This is your river trail. Now, your river trail is continuing our learning with multiplying fractions with the whole number. And this is a fun activity that we usually do in class, of course. In this time, you are going to create a river trail for your own little city with different activities and things along the trail. Here are the plans. River trail plans. Becky likes to canoe and hike. There is a new trail that spans 30 kilometers along a nearby river for people to enjoy. Becky wants to canoe down the river along the trail. Becky looked up information about the trail so she would know where she was as she paddled down the river. She learned that the trail has city parks, campsites, inner tube rental stations, shuttle bus stops, and picnic areas. Sounds pretty cool, doesn't it? So the next slide, it says, what do you notice? What do you wonder? So the start of the trail is at 0 kilometers. The halfway point is at 15 kilometers. And the whole trail, which is that one there, is 30 kilometers. So the whole trail is 30 kilometers. Halfway is 15 kilometers. And the start is 0. Now, when I count my dashes here, start at 0. Then I go what to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So that's important to know that each of the dashes are 1 kilometer in length. So between the 0 to this first dash is 1 kilometer. Now, what's on the river trail? We have city parks. That's at halfway and at each end. We have campsites, which is every third of the trail. So we have to figure out what a third of our full trail is and put our campsites there. Inner tube rental stations are every fourth of the trail. So how can we figure out where the fourth of our trail is? And then we have to put our inner tube rental station at every fourth. Shuttle bus stops are at every fifth of the trail. And picnic areas are every sixth of the trail. So we are going to build our trail. So here's what some other students noticed and wondered. Did you notice or wonder about any of these ideas? I wonder what each tick mark represents. We got that. I wonder if any of the locations will have two things at the same point. So will they overlap? For instance, will a shuttle bus stop come at around where the city park is? Or will picnic areas will there be a picnic area along with a campsite? I don't know. I noticed that 15 kilometers, or kms, is marked as the halfway point on the number line. We talked about that. Notice that the city parks are already marked on the number line. Yep, we have one city park here, halfway point, and at the end. And I wonder how many of the marks on the number line will have special areas marked on them. Okay, so next you're going to be able to create a map on the next slide to show the following landmarks along the trail. Use the following symbols to represent each feature. We have parks, which is already done, campsites, rental stations, shuttle bus stops, and picnic areas. Drag and drop them onto your map in the appropriate locations. Label both the fractional amount of the trail and the kilometers. The city parks have been done for you as an example. This slide has some tech tips and tools you can use to help with your work. So if I clicked this slide, it's slide 9. It tells me that it's slide 9. We're on slide 5 right now. So if I go to slide 9, it says tools for showing your work. So you drag the question mark down to put how many kilometers that is, and then they put a bunch of different pictures on top of each other to drag. So question mark for the fraction and the kilometers, and then the campsite above the fraction piece, okay? So they're giving you some hints there. Go back to slide 6. Okay. So your river trail. So they've already started with our, the city parks at the beginning, halfway point, and at the end. So campsites are every third of the trail. So every third. So if I split my trail into thirds, I want to put a campsite at every third. And every third, that's a pretty big chunk. So I have 30, okay? So if I divided 30 by 3, 30 divided by 3, oh, you might have noticed that 30 divided by 3 is 10. So every 10 kilometers will be a campsite. And how we want to write that is, I want to count over 10 first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right here. So I'm looking at it. I think it was right there. So let me just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so just to kind of give me a placeholder, I'm going to put my tent right above my campsite. I'm going to bring my question mark below it, because I just said that it is a 10 kilometers. So we can move this over just a little bit. After you start getting used to the hang of it, you'll start doing your own thing here. That's going to be too much. You just got to play around with it. So 10 kilometers, and it says every third. So I want to pull down the fractional piece as well. Okay. So 1/3 of my trail, 1/3. So a third is 10 kilometers. So I need to go another 10, right, to make it another campsite. So what you can do is just copy. Let's see if I can copy that. Yep, copy. And so here's halfway. I know that's 15, right? So a third is 10. I want to go to, so every campsite is at 10 and then 20. So 2/3 would be 10 plus 10, which is 20. So I'm at 15 here. So I'm going to go 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I'm going to paste it. Oh, it just pastes back over here. Let's see, where was it? Right here. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yep, 1/3. I'm going to bring another campsite down. And I'm going to, let's just write this one. I think that was easier. We're going to write not 10 kilometers for this one. We're going to write 20 kilometers. Okay. So you're going to do that for the inner tube rental stations. So we're going to split it into fourths. So how can I split 30 into 4 equal parts? That's going to be tricky. And then we are going to split it into fifths and sixths. Okay. The fourth, can we divide 30 divided by 4 equally? I don't think so. So you might have to go in between some numbers. So maybe start with the fifths and sixths first. Some kids like to put all of them at the end, like they'll put a campsite at the end as well, because it says every third, right? So you have, this isn't 1/3. You almost got me. That's 2/3. That's 2/3. So 1/3 of the way, 2/3 of the way. Every 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. It looked off for some reason, but that is the 1/3, 2/3, and this is technically 3/3. So some kids like to just pile up everything at the end, campsites, river, but you don't have to if you don't want to. Does that make sense? Because this is really 3/3. So have fun. After you get all of your map labeled, you're going to go to the next area, and then we're going to answer this question. I might make it in a different video about this. Okay. Have fun. Let me go back to this before I stop it. We will be doing this probably on Monday, so if you need help.